Artificial intelligence is bringing both promises and challenges to our democratic societies. It's making our lives easier but also creating risks. Imagine this: I can create fake news and deepfake videos that look so real, it's hard to tell fact from fiction. How can we protect our democracy from these AI-driven deceptions? In this video, we will explore the deep emotions stirred by artificial intelligence and its profound influence on our democratic societies. We'll uncover the fears and concerns it raises, as well as the hope for protecting the essential fabric of our democracy. So let's dive straight into this captivating journey. Understanding AI and its role in our lives. Think of artificial intelligence as a super smart helper in our digital world. AI is like a computer brain that can help us find things on the internet, like when you look up information for school or learn how to cook a new recipe. It's also what suggests videos for you to watch or friends to connect with on social media. AI is a bit like a digital friend that knows what you might like. But sometimes AI can also be a bit mischievous, like a friend who tells funny stories that aren't true. It's important to understand both the good and not so good sides of AI because it affects how we get information, and that's a big deal in our world. The rise of fake news. The rise of fake news is like a dark cloud that casts a shadow on our trust and leaves us feeling frustrated and anxious. It's as if we're in a world where truth and lies blend together, making us uncertain about what to believe. This can stir up a mix of emotions like anger, confusion, and even fear, as we grapple with the challenge of discerning fact from fiction in our daily lives. The deepfake revolution. The deepfake revolution is like a twisty roller coaster that takes us on a ride filled with surprising emotions. It's like a magician's trick that can make famous people appear to say and do things that never happened, like turning a pumpkin into a golden carriage. Imagine feeling both amazed and worried at the same time. Amazed because technology can do such incredible things, but worried because it can also deceive us, and that deception can tug at our heartstrings. When we see these AI-created videos, our feelings can be like a mix of fascination and fear, as we grapple with the strange sensation of not knowing what's real and what's not. It's like the emotions of watching a suspenseful movie, but with real-life consequences. AI and political polarization. AI is also a key contributor to political polarization. The algorithms used by social media platforms and news outlets tend to highlight divisive content, pushing users to more extreme viewpoints. We will discuss how this polarization threatens the democratic process, making it harder to find common ground and compromise. Safeguarding democracy. Safeguarding democracy is like protecting a precious treasure, and it stirs up strong emotions of care and responsibility. It's similar to when we look after a fragile plant, nurturing it with love and attention. We may feel a deep sense of pride when we exercise our right to vote, like a warm hug from our democracy. Yet, there's also a touch of worry, like watching over a young child in a busy playground, fearing that it might be harmed by misinformation and division. Safeguarding democracy is all about preserving the values that we hold dear and ensuring that they continue to thrive, just like taking care of something precious to our hearts. Case studies and real-life implications. Learning about the effects of AI on democracy by looking at real-life examples is like opening a book filled with stories that can make us feel all sorts of ways. It's like hearing about what happened to people in different parts of the world and how their lives changed. We might feel surprised, sad, or even inspired by these stories, just like when we read about heroes in a book. These case studies are like windows into the lives of real people, and they help us see how AI technology can affect our world and our emotions. The role of AI developers and tech companies. The work of AI developers and tech companies in dealing with these challenges is a bit like superheroes coming to the rescue. It's as if they have capes and are here to save the day. We might feel a sense of hope and trust in them, like relying on our heroes to make things better. However, there can also be some worry, like wondering if these heroes will always use their powers for good. These developers and companies have the power to shape our world, and our emotions can be a mix of relief and concern as we watch them in action. Deepfakes, a real threat to democracy. In mid-March, as the Russian invasion of Ukraine crept into its third week, an unusual video started making the rounds on social media and was even broadcast on the television channel Ukraine 24 due to the efforts of hackers. The deepfake deception. The video appeared to show Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, stilted with his head moving and his body largely motionless, calling on the citizens of his country to stop fighting Russian soldiers and to surrender their weapons. He had already fled Kiev, the video claimed. Except those weren't the words of the real Zelensky. The video was a deepfake, or content constructed using artificial intelligence. In a deepfake, individuals train computers to mimic real people to make what appears to be an authentic video. Shortly after the deepfake was broadcast, it was debunked by Zelensky himself, removed from prominent online sources like Facebook and YouTube, and ridiculed by Ukrainians for its poor quality, according to the Atlantic Council. The multifaceted threat. Beyond the issue of users failing to question the deepfakes they come across if the content confirms their existing worldview, the technology poses other significant concerns. One of the most problematic uses of the technology is when an individual's likeness, typically a woman's, is manipulated and put on a sexually explicit video, making it appear as if the individual they are targeting is participating in the sexual activity. Additionally, as in the case of the deepfake of Zelensky, the world is witnessing the technology's political impact. Deepfakes can potentially interfere with democratic elections and be used as propaganda to sow division and doubt. Social media manipulation. Social media manipulation can make us feel a lot of different things. It's like being in a room where everyone is talking loudly and it's hard to focus. Sometimes we see things we like cute cat videos, and it makes us happy. But other times, we see stuff that makes us upset, like when people say mean things about each other. It's like a roller coaster of emotions because social media can be fun, but it can also be confusing and make us feel all sorts of ways. Structural change and responsibility. However, Fallis and Berkman note, individual efforts can't replace structural change in businesses and governments aimed at combating the proliferation of this potentially dangerous technology. Social media giants like Facebook have adopted policies vowing to remove deepfakes from their platforms if they meet certain criteria, and some state governments, like California's, have adopted laws imposing civil liability on creators of intentionally harmful deepfakes. In California, Berkman says, his organization is working on getting a state law passed that would also impose criminal punishment on the creators of malicious pornographic deepfakes, with the hope that this kind of law expands to other states and that the federal government adopts similar legislation. In conclusion, the threats posed by AI to our democratic societies are significant, but not insurmountable. We must be informed and vigilant, supporting initiatives that promote transparency, fact-checking, and media literacy. As responsible digital citizens, we have the power to influence how AI shapes our democracy. The future of our democratic institutions depends on our collective actions. We're happy to have you with us as we delve into AI and its impact on democracy. It's a complex matter that requires continuous examination and thoughtful solutions. Always remember, the power to safeguard our democratic values is in our hands. Stay informed, stay engaged, and play a part in the solution. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. We eagerly await your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to the next video.